month to honoring the Virgin Mary, decorating altars, lighting candles, and praying with devotion. But what if, despite your best efforts, your actions are unknowingly offending her? What if, in the very month the Church has set aside to honor her, you're making mistakes that block the blessings she longs to pour into your home? The month of May is not just another month. It's sacred time where our devotion to the Virgin Mary should shine brighter than ever. But for many of us, there are subtle, well-intentioned practices that can wound her heart, even as we try to honor her. And you might be doing these right now without even realizing it. Today, we're diving into one of the most important times of the year in the Catholic faith, the month of May, fully dedicated to the Virgin Mary. A time when altars are adorned, prayers are said, and hearts are meant to turn toward her in gratitude and love. But while many Catholics have already begun praying, decorating, and celebrating, few stop to ask, are we doing this the right way? This month holds more power than we realize. It is a time when heaven is particularly close, when Mary's heart is open to receiving our prayers. But there are ways of praying. There are practices that, though common, can actually sadden her heart. There are ways of worshiping that block the graces she wants to bestow upon us. In today's video, I will reveal the 5 most common mistakes Catholics make in the month of May that can unknowingly offend the Virgin Mary. These are mistakes that many of us repeat without realizing how deeply they affect our relationship with her. I'll also share the teachings of Padre Pio himself, who warned us about how to approach Mary with true love and purity. But don't worry, there's hope. If you've made any of these mistakes, it's not too late to amend them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to correct these errors and honor Mary in the way she truly deserves. So, stay with me as we uncover these hidden dangers, and let's make this May a true offering of love and devotion to the Mother of God. Let's ensure our prayers, our actions, and our hearts are in line with what she desires, so that the grace of heaven can flow into our homes and lives like never before. Before we dive into the mistakes many Catholics unknowingly make, let's first hear the words of Padre Pio, a saint who understood the spiritual landscape like few others. Father Pio's devotion to the Virgin Mary was unparalleled, and he was often the first to speak out when he saw signs of lukewarm devotion. He warned, time and again, that approaching Mary with distractions or indifference could not only hinder the blessings she longs to give, but it could also sadden her heart. Father Pio's own words carry a heavy weight. The soul that approaches Mary with lukewarmness or distraction not only fails to receive blessings, it can also sadden its mother in heaven. This was not just a simple warning. It was an urgent plea to Catholics everywhere to honor Mary with the reverence and love she deserves, especially during the month of May. So why should this matter to you today? Why should it matter that Father Pio spoke out against distracted devotion? Because this month of May is not just any month. It's a spiritual battle between light and darkness. Your devotion during this month could be a shield, protecting your home and heart, or it could be a poly-closed door that allows the enemy to creep in. Every prayer, every action, and every act of love you offer to Mary in May matters immensely. It's a time when heaven is waiting for you to open the door to blessings, peace, and grace. Father Pio's warning is meant for all of us, but there's still time. No matter where you stand in your relationship with Mary, you can still amend your ways, and today, we will help you do that. So, let's dive deeper into the 5 most common mistakes that Catholics make during May without even realizing it. Common mistakes in devotion. Mistake number 1. Praying the Rosary is a mechanical routine. Many Catholics find themselves praying the Rosary every day, but how often do we truly pray it with our whole heart? Father Pio warned that a distracted or mechanical rosary is more damaging than not praying at all. It's easy to rush through the prayers, trying to check off a spiritual to-do list. But have you ever paused to reflect on whether you're truly connecting with Mary when you pray? Have you ever found yourself rushing through a Hail Mary, just to say it, but your mind is already on your to-do list? Father Pio said, the rosary is a powerful weapon, but in the hands of the lukewarm, it loses its edge. Think about that for a moment. It's like giving a withered flower to your mother on her special day. What would that gift mean to you? We're all guilty of this at times. We think we're doing something good, but we miss the essence of what prayer is about, presence. Father Pio's advice was simple but profound. Stop counting beads and start counting heartbeats. If your mind wanders, stop and focus on just one decade, but pray it as if your soul's salvation depended on it. Let me share the story of Maria, a devout Catholic from Mexico, who prayed the Rosary every single day, never missing once. But something was missing. She felt nothing. Her heart felt stone cold. She wrote to Father Pio, confessing that despite her faithfulness, her prayers didn't feel alive. Father Pio's advice? Pray 1 decade with full focus, and feel every word you speak. 3 days later, while meditating on the finding of Jesus in the temple, Maria felt warmth flow through her body. Her heart was opened. That small shift, from rushing through to praying deeply, transformed her entire relationship with Mary and her prayer life. One Hail Mary, prayed with attention and love, became more meaningful than a whole rosary said without focus. What's the lesson, hey? Instead of trying to rush through the rosary, make it a moment of encounter. Focus on each word, each mystery, and feel its meaning in your heart. Mary longs for your presence, not just your words. When you pray the rosary this May, remember, every prayer can be a flower offered to her if you allow your heart to bloom along with it. Mistake number 2, unblessed religious images. Another mistake many Catholics make is treating religious images, especially images of Mary, as May decorations in their homes. We have beautiful statues, prints, and icons, but are they blessed? Father Pio taught that a religious image is meant to be a living sign of heaven's presence. Without a blessing, it remains just an object. A woman once approached Father Pio, troubled by strange feelings she experienced near her Marian altar. My prayers feel empty, she confessed. Father Pio asked her a simple question. Is the image blessed? When she admitted it wasn't, he gently explained that an unblessed image is like an unmarked door. It might show you the way, but it doesn't open the spiritual door to Mary's grace. He went on to say, the devil doesn't fear an image, but the power that consecration gives it. Think about that. A blessed image becomes a channel of grace, a sacred point where heaven meets earth. It becomes a spiritual protection for your home and family. Many Catholics forget the importance of having their images blessed by a priest. If you've ever felt that your prayers near an image of Mary were weak or empty, maybe it's time to give that image the proper blessing it deserves. Here's what you can do. If your image of Mary is unblessed, take it to a priest and ask for a blessing. If that's not possible, create a small ceremony yourself. Light a candle, say a prayer, and sprinkle some holy water if you have it. Welcome Mary into your home with devotion and reverence. The difference you feel in your home will be profound. Mistake number 3, not consecrating the month of May. Father Pio was adamant about starting May with a special act of consecration to Mary. Did you know that the first day of May is an incredible opportunity to consecrate your entire month to the Virgin Mary? Yet, many Catholics treat May 1st like just another day, like any other start to a month. Father Pio warned that failing to consecrate May is like going through the month without guidance. Consecrating your month to Mary is not just a tradition, it's a spiritual act that opens the door to her special graces. By consecrating May, you're saying, Mary, I place everything, my prayers, my actions, my heart, into your hands for the next 31 days. You're offering the month to her, and in return, she will guide you, protect you, and bring you closer to Christ. But what if you missed May 1st? Don't worry. It's never too late to consecrate the month to Mary. Father Pio often compared it to handing over the keys to your home. Consecrating your month is handing the keys of your life to Mary, asking her to lead you. Here's a simple prayer of consecration that you can pray right now, even if you're late. O Mary, Queen of the month of May, I consecrate this entire month to you. Every prayer, every decision, every joy, and every tear, I place in your loving hands. Walk with me and do not leave me alone. Amen. It's a simple, beautiful prayer that opens your heart to Mary's influence in your life. Start today. Consecrate your month and experience the difference it makes in your spiritual journey. Mistake number 4, disconnection between sacraments and devotion. How many times have you gone to Mass, received communion, and forgotten to honor Mary during the most sacred moments? Father Pio stressed the importance of bringing Mary into the center of your sacramental life. When we receive the Eucharist, we should not forget the one who brought Jesus to us, Mary. Father Pio would often offer his masses in thanksgiving to the Virgin Mary. He said, if Jesus is in the Eucharist, Mary is by his side. So why not invite her to walk with you as you approach the altar? Why not bring her with you to receive communion? Just as she helped Jesus as a child, she can help you receive him in the Eucharist more deeply. Carlos, a devout Catholic, shared how he had always attended Mass in a hurry, showing up just before it began and leaving as soon as it ended. But after hearing Father Pio's teachings on honoring Mary at Mass, he decided to arrive early and spend some quiet time praying with Mary before Mass. He would also offer a prayer of gratitude after communion. The difference was profound. Carlos felt an inner peace that he had never experienced before. Mass became a meeting with two people he loved deeply, Jesus and his mother. You too can experience this deep connection when you bring Mary into your sacramental life. Mistake number 5. Using unapproved or inappropriate images. There's a fifth mistake that many Catholics make, one that is more subtle, but just as dangerous to your spiritual life. It involves the images of Mary that we display in our homes. Father Pio warned against using images of Mary that are not approved by the Church or those that contain misleading or occult symbols. You may think it's just a beautiful statue or print of the Virgin Mary, but not all Marian images are spiritually safe. There's a story that Father Pio shared that illustrates the seriousness of this issue. A woman named Sophia wrote to him about strange disturbances happening in her home. Family conflicts, strange noises, and a sense of heaviness filled their household. They prayed the Rosary daily, went to Mass, and had religious images around their home. But still, something didn't feel right. When Father Pio asked her to send photographs of her home altar, he immediately recognized the problem. Among the images was a statue of Mary with exaggerated features and symbols that didn't align with traditional Catholic art. It had pagan influences, and Father Pio told her that it was spiritually compromised. This image was not Mary. It was a counterfeit, and it was opening a door to confusion and spiritual disturbances. Father Pio told Sophia to remove the statue immediately and to properly dispose of it. After doing so, she noticed a profound shift. The atmosphere in the home became lighter, more peaceful, and spiritually protective. Father Pio's message is clear. Not all images of Mary are spiritually beneficial. Authentic images of the Virgin Mary should reflect her true nature, her purity, humility, and maternal love. A blessed image of Mary is a gateway to grace, while an unapproved or distorted image could distort your devotion and open spiritual breaches in your home. How to discern an authentic Marian image? Peace test. Stand before the image of Mary and ask yourself, honestly, does this image bring peace to my heart? Authentic images of Mary should evoke serenity and warmth, not discomfort or confusion. Tradition check. Does this image align with the traditional Catholic representation of Mary? Authentic Marian images typically feature her wearing a blue mantle, symbolizing her heavenly royalty. Her expression should reflect gentleness and maternal love, and the overall image should inspire devotion, peace, and reverence. Source verification. Where did this image come from? Be cautious when purchasing Marian images from unknown or unreliable sources. Reputable Catholic stores, churches, and shrines are safe places to find authentic Marian images. Avoid anonymous online sellers or places that mix religious merchandise with items of occult or New Age practices. What to do now? Take a moment to examine the images of Mary in your home. Does the image bring peace and reflect her true nature? If any image makes you feel uneasy, or if you cannot trace its origin, it might be time to remove it and replace it with a more authentic representation. And, as always, make sure to bless any new Marian images you bring into your home, so they can fulfill their true spiritual purpose. Now that we've uncovered these 5 common mistakes, it's time to make things right. Mary is a mother who does not punish. She lovingly corrects us, but she is also a mother who longs for our reparation. If you've made any of these mistakes, if you've prayed distractedly, used unblessed images, or failed to consecrate your month to Mary, there's still time to amend. Let's come together and pray a prayer of reparation, not out of fear, but out of love and desire to console her. Let's pray together. Prayer of reparation. My mother, in this month of May, I want to ask your forgiveness. Forgiveness for my distracted prayers, for the silences that should have been Hail Marys, for the forgotten images, for the empty altars, and for not having honored you as you deserve. Today, I repair with love everything I have done wrong. I give you my words, my thoughts, my family, my home, and my heart. Cleanse me of all lukewarmness, awaken in me a true Marian love, and a desire to live this month only for you. Stay with me, guide me, teach me to pray. And if I ever fail again, do not abandon me. Touch me with your tenderness and help me begin anew. Amen. Virgin most faithful, pray for me. Mirror of justice, guide me. Queen of the Holy Rosary, stay by my side. Refuge of sinners, embrace me. Comforter of the afflicted, strengthen me. Help of Christians, support me. Queen of Heaven, lead me home. Saint Maximilian Kolbe, the great Marian saint, once wrote, "Never be afraid of loving the Blessed Virgin too much. You can never love her more than Jesus did." And Pope John Paul II, whose motto was Totus Tuus, reminded us that entrusting ourselves to Mary means accepting her help to offer ourselves and the whole of mankind to Christ. As we conclude, remember this: May is not just any month. It is a month of grace, a time when Mary is especially close, ready to intercede for us, and longing for our love. Don't let this May pass as just another month. Let this be the month where you correct your devotion, where you renew your relationship with the Virgin Mother. If this message has touched your heart, please share it. Share it with those who need to hear it. And let's help each other grow closer to Mary in this special month of May. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell me how you plan to honor Mary this month. Or if you've made any of these mistakes, there's still time to amend. Let's make May a month of love, of grace, and of deep devotion to the Mother of God. May your devotion